apologized. He's now ran out of time to apologize and get a more linear sentence here.
I want to apologize to the Korean people.
Have you heard of anybody that forgives him here, that really forgives him here in Korea?
Lawyer said, like way back when, we said the law itself is stupid.
Johnny Somali has now made his situation even worse, sinking deeper into trouble. The South Korean people are refusing to accept any kind of apology from him.
Have you heard of anybody that forgives him here, that really forgives him here in Korea?
They had already turned their backs on him before, but Johnny Somali disrespected them again. Because of that, South Koreans and many others are strongly against him. His current situation is completely destroyed, and even Hankyu is now caught up in the mess. As I mentioned in my last video, Johnny Somali's lawyers are also under pressure because their defense is falling apart. There's no hope left. Defeat is only waiting for Johnny Somali in this case. So, how is he facing more backlash? And how could it ruin him completely? Let's watch till the end. As you know, Johnny Somali once said he apologized to the Korean people and the public for all the shady things he did in South Korea.
I want to apologize to the Korean people.
But without hesitation, he went back and did the same disrespectful things again. It was almost like he was acting as a national enemy against South Korea, as seen in many videos.
Japan, come back and take Korea. You know what I gotta do for these Koreans? These Koreans wanna put me in the war in jail? I got one surprise. I'm gonna leave this here. Hold on. They think that they can defeat me. These Koreans, they can defeat Johnny Somali.
That's why Johnny Somali can never truly apologize to the South Korean people. If he had any real shame or regret, he wouldn't have repeated those actions. Remember, Johnny Somali himself once admitted that he did everything for money and clout, fully aware of his choices.
You mean the other people in other countries for money,
For clout! I've said it many times. I don't give a f. I have no morals. I'm a sociopath. I don't give a f. Put this in your next YouTube documentary. I don't give a f.
When South Koreans tried to restrict him, Johnny Somali responded with shady behavior, mocking comments, and complete disrespect towards everyone.
Do you admit the charges? Is there anything you want to say? Do you admit the charges? Don't you want to apologize?
I love North.
Do you think the South Korean people will ever forget this? Of course not. That's proven by Young Do, the man who once punched Johnny Somali, who said they will never forgive him for what he's done. People are still furious because of the repeated disrespect.
Harassing women and children and elderly people because for its clout, and also desecrating the statue that memorializes women who were forced into slavery, by Japanese imperials, which, by the way, most of them are underage. So after he did that, I just screw it, I'm just gonna risk it.
Not just that, even a South Korean Navy SEAL officer confronted him before. From his words, it's clear that South Koreans haven't forgotten any of Johnny Somali's shady actions, and they definitely haven't forgiven him.
When did you figure out that it was not a real apology and it was a insincere apology?
조니 소말리가 그러고 이제 나갔거든요. 사과하고 나 이제 나갔는데 V하고 막 이런 사진들이 엄청 많더라고요. 라이브 스트리밍에 잡혔는데 그런 거 보고 얘는 아직도 진짜 정신 못 차렸구나. 우리가 속았구나라고 그때 느꼈어요.
Did many of your fans also feel the same way as you?
모든 한국인들이 그러지 않을까요? 제 생각엔 그래요.
Have you heard of anybody that forgives him here, that really forgives him here in Korea?
아니요.
South Korea is firmly against Johnny Somali and wants the court to give him the maximum punishment. That's why they even filed a petition to ensure he receives the harshest possible sentence. So, to all South Koreans watching, what's your opinion on Johnny Somali's apology? Would you ever accept it? Even if he apologizes again just to survive, would you forgive him? Let me know. And now, even creators like Atosi are pointing out that Johnny Somali already looks defeated, yet he hasn't apologized properly to the court or anyone. This is making his situation worse because the court sees him as a criminal deserving maximum punishment.
So clearly, reality is slowly kicking in with Johnny that, hey, you're no longer playing a game. You have some serious consequences that are hanging over your head. Because it seems like he's taking this more seriously now. He still showed up late, but at least he had a fitting suit and he didn't make a whole scene when he arrived. But the main thing I noticed looking at him was, wow, he looks incredibly defeated. But unfortunately for him, he still hasn't apologized. He's now ran out of time to apologize and get a more linear sentence here because for some reason he just keeps doubling down.
And it doesn't end there. Not only has he failed to apologize, but he hasn't even pleaded guilty for his crimes after everything he's done. The court is now considering him a shameless man. If you don't believe me, watch this clip of an expert who was present in the courtroom.
Yeah. So why are you insisting on a not guilty plea? But he is. It's a paradox.
Right.
It's like basically saying,
you made them, you're guilty.
Yes.
Oh, if you said you distributed them, you're guilty.
Yeah, they cannot deny having distributed them. I think it goes back to what the lawyer said, like way back when. We said the law itself is stupid.
Right. Okay.
They're trying to argue.
They're trying the Chewbacca defense.
So why won't Johnny Somali plead guilty? Because he already said he plans to act innocent in court, hoping the judge will see him as mentally unstable.
I go to the judge tomorrow and say, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm mentally ill. I don't know what's going on. I plead mentally insane. And they say, okay, go home with a fine of $500.
From the very start, Johnny Somali has been shady. He studied what counts as a crime in South Korea versus what is labeled North Korean propaganda. His intentions were clear. He thought he could commit all these crimes while pretending to be unaware of the consequences.
The law on that? You said you read up on the law. What's the law on that North Korea?
All right, so no propaganda, bro.
No propaganda.
Like,
what is
don't carry around no.
What's the definition of propaganda?
Papers, like papers promoting Kim Jong Un, like T-shirts promoting Kim Jong Un. None of that, bro.
I ain't got no T-shirt.
Nah, no, I know, but don't be talking about him and saying he's a real god and whatnot.
And now, Johnny Somali is facing his biggest problem yet. As you know, all of his legal expenses are being funded by Hank Yu's money.
He's ran out of money. He's using Hank's money to keep paying for his own attorney. And this is only going to prolong the entire trial process.
Currently, Johnny Somali owes Hank Yu at least $20,000. Without Hank Yu's support, he will be left without any legal representation in South Korea.
You know, how much have you personally spent thus far?
Including
legal fee, everything.
Close to it.
Close to $20,000.
That's also why South Koreans are angry at Hank Yu now. But the real nightmare is Johnny Somali's upcoming court trial, where he is expected to face massive consequences.
So the next trial is October 29th, and it's going to be witness testimony. Witness. It's going to be crazy. And we already know that there were going to be two witnesses there, Bong Bong and Youngman. But now we have official confirmation that there will be actually 3 witnesses. And this has been confirmed by the court filings. So who is this third person? Well, this third person is absolutely Somali's true nightmare. And this is the worst case for Ramsey. That third person is none other than Yu Dae-gun. None other than the SEAL, the underwater demolition team member, which is essentially the Korean.
So guys, to sum it all up, what do you think after watching everything? If Johnny Somali apologizes again in the future, do you believe South Korea will forgive him? Does he even deserve forgiveness? And looking at his current situation, what do you think will happen to Hank Yu if Johnny Somali ends up in prison? Will South Korea forgive Hank Yu as well?